Hey Cancer, how's it going? I hope you're all doing well. Yes, I have laid an older card spread, but I specifically chose this older card spread for a mini love reading just to bring out some important facts or important situations that some of you may be going through. And with Saturn retrograde back into Capricorn, I can't really express how important karma is right now. And what you can't resolve, it's okay, as long as you tried. But if you haven't tried and you're just adding more fire into the fire, then within the next 10 years, you can expect to see those deeds show up in your life. Now, the reason I chose this spread, and I didn't tell all the other signs this, but the reason I chose this spread is to try to get into the cause, what's coming up, your needs, so that you can decide or not decide how you wish to handle some of this energy in June. With 6 planets retrograde, we just passed a partial lunar eclipse in Sagittarius at 15 degrees on June 5th. On June 3rd, we had an exact Pluto conjunct, or rather Jupiter conjunct Pluto. And we will see this again in November. And even though there are some planets that are aligned differently, whether they be a trine, square, in conjunction, conjunction, semisextile, doesn't matter. The main course of this is Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn. So we are going to have some energies that we've had back in January, February, and March, even April. How it's going to affect us, I haven't even looked at that yet. But I will tell you, expect the unexpected. Here we've got the King of Swords. This is what's coming up. Again, and I've seen this in a lot of people's readings. It makes sense. We've just come out gradually of a lockdown. We've seen some horrible things happen. And I'm not going to bring up any names, but people want justice. Venus is retrograde. Mercury's going to go retrograde around the 17th of June. We're already in its shadow. We will soon be in the shadow intense. It is retrograding in Cancer. The solar eclipse around the 21st of June is going to be 0 degrees Cancer. So we'll have some energy of Gemini. 0 degrees in astrology is considered critical. Okay. I don't mean to get off into a lecture. I, for some reason, felt like I needed to speak about this in the Cancer mid-monthly love reading. And they are mini readings. I mean, I could sit here and give long readings every other day if I don't offer personal readings. But I have to live too. Anyways, with the King of Swords here, this is facing your pain and letting it go. Whether it has to do with the legal situation in your love life, or if you are into law enforcement, if you are any type of professional that has authority, wearing a uniform. This could be a doctor. This could be a lawyer, even though they don't wear a uniform, we've got the suits. This could be a fireman, a paramedic, a policeman. It could be someone who's in prison. Anything that wears a uniform. Now, that doesn't mean you're dating someone necessarily, or your significant other is wearing a uniform, but it's also a card of authority and communication because it's an air sign. And just like wind is air, things could change just like that. I think the message here is you will cut through the adversity. See things the way they really are. And set things straight in your personal affairs. And what a great month to do this. Great month for Cancers to do this. Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. I would be conscious of someone who may be in and out of your life or is trying to string you along. I feel like you might hear from them. I feel like they may have narcissistic behavior. And that's, again, something that you need to face. Because what you do now, of course, you're taking it into the future. Now, I want to look at this card here, which is the Nine of Wands. And this is like, what conditions will change? And for some of you, I feel there will be two lovers or two people that you care very much about. And I feel that for some of you, you might find that they're both struggling for your affection or vice versa. You're struggling for two different people's affection. And there's been dilemma with both of them. You want to find the answers. And I feel this becomes available for you to find the answers, to try to sort out this dilemma, to calm the fire down. So, depending upon how you handle this with the Nine of Wands will depend upon whether your heart gets broken or you can carry through with enlightenment. Calming the fire. I don't know why I get fire in your reading. It's not like you have a lot of fire cards here. But fire, wands are fire. Temperance is Sagittarius. In case any of you were involved with anyone who is a Sagittarius. We've got 3 swords on the table. And again, swords are the air signs. And they are about communication. About eccentric energy. About love. But in the fashion of messages and communication. Also, too, I feel like some of you could be in a position where somebody shows up in your life and they just want to move in your territory. And I mean territory is breaking your boundaries that you so hardly worked to put in place. I feel like you need to pay attention to this. Also, too, somebody may have treated you with disrespect. This could be current. This could be from the past. This is somebody that you thought was working against you. That actually can shift into a friendship. where you work out your differences and, things are blissful from there. As you can very well see, over the past 6 months of our lives, things have changed dramatically. And so this can happen in your life. Cancer. Mercury retrograde in Cancer. Solar eclipse. 0 degrees Cancer. Some of you might be disappointed or stressed out because what you put in, what has been planned may suddenly be canceled. Unexpected energy here. The Nine of Pentacles, what will cause the change? Well, I feel like some of you have opportunities to meet a possible mate through maybe out in the environment somewhere, work, service, health, restaurant. Yeah. I know we're gradually reopening and social distancing is still there. But you know what? Half the world or more is not even paying attention to that anymore. And you can't really judge what's happening in the outer world. You need to focus more in your inner world. Anything's a possibility. I feel like in some of your relationships, maybe somebody's working, somebody's not working, but I feel like those doors are opening, and so there's going to be a balance, a gradual balance in the finances in your love relationship. I do feel like some of you, not to get off track here, but I got this in from the Nine of Pentacles, that some of you who have been struggling financially, I feel like there are some surprises, some gifts of money, offers coming through regarding financial assistance and employment opportunities. And you know what? When we're in a bad place in the categories I just mentioned, that can affect our love lives too. So I just wanted to put that in there. Now we've got Temperance, the way things will change. And again, I just feel like some of you who may like somebody now, or haven't heard from them, or you're in contact with them, but it's not as often as you would like it to be. I feel that pace picks up. I do sense too, and I've been getting this a lot in the other readings for the other signs, we are in the Venus retrograde, I feel, is what's pulling in things that have, things that we have engaged with in the past. The past catching up with us, and do we want to give this person a second, maybe even a third chance? Have we seen change in them? It's also about writing your next chapter here. Being patient, writing your next chapter. You're the author of your own book, of your own chapters. Do you want to keep repeating the same chapter, or do you want to write new chapters in your life? There are times you might feel like you're being tested or others are testing you. Some of you might have pressure from this. Some of you might not. Some of you might be able to rise above the pressure and really figure out what these tests are. Okay, let's go to your needs. And this is what you need to understand or do. Romantically, and like I said, this could just be temporary because we have the Temperance card here. Romantically, some of you feel restricted. Like you just can't get your love relationship off the ground. Or it's too flighty and it can't be grounded enough. And some of you feel maybe you are victimized or like in a situation where you're trapped and you can't get out. But you need to divert this energy to higher purpose. You need to divert this energy to higher light. You can't keep reflecting your needs in a space of feeling tied down or boxed in or restricted. Now, you might not be the problem. The problem might be with others. And these others are the ones that could be causing your misfortune. Maybe they're not living up to their promises. Maybe they're not living up to what picture they've painted for you. But they can still be overcome. It's not what is that stands in your way. It's what you fear or what you resist that stands in your way. Every experience, no matter how negative it can be, has a positive end to it. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. No matter what or how it looks right now, or even how it feels right now. You've got the Six of Swords as your outcome. This is your future. This is your outcome. What's unfolding here. Now remember, tarot cards are not solid. They are flexible. They confirm. They give messages. We're always able to change some things. If you don't become conscious of what's within you and what's around you, then what do? We call it fate. This keeps happening to me. This is meant to happen. No. If you can be conscious of what's within you and what's in your environment, then it's no longer fate. What you bring to consciousness, you can change. So the Six of Swords is telling me that you will do some rethinking here. Some of you will decide to end it. Some of you will decide to, just pass on without ending it, just kind of leaving it or leaving people hanging, which of course there's no closure there, so that's not all that great. Withdrawing from it's not good. But the Six of Swords next to your needs of the Eight of Swords, if you don't make the change and really look at what you want, really rethink and reevaluate, you'll either stay stuck, you'll withdraw, waiting for maybe another opportunity or another time, or you could end it completely. But you can also have the opportunity to be a part of that change. It's never one-sided in a relationship. Even if you are the victim, somewhere within you, you called forth this energy. Now, I'm not accusing you all. Don't get me wrong with this reading. But for some reason, the messages I'm giving need to come through Cancer, and it makes sense with the solar eclipse, 0 degrees Cancer. Mercury retrograde in Cancer. You don't have to be a Sun, Moon, or Rising Cancer, or even a Venus Cancer to hear this message. And I feel some of you might actually be holding on to an ex-partner or even a partner for financial reasons because you feel you can't make it on your own, which, once again, what does that do? It keeps you stuck. If you're not looking for a way out, then you're going to stay stuck. Right now, Cancer, I would not put a lot of energy in someone's promises. If you do, the way the energy's changing in June, you're going to be disappointed. You could experience delays. You could experience more of what you don't want. You're looking for solid, concrete messages and action. Okay, it was great to connect. Sorry if this reading was a little longer than I anticipated it to be, but I just felt that that's what was coming out from within me and from Spirit. You guys have a blessed June. I send lots of love, lots of blessings to you. Take care.